Alright everyone, today we are going to just take a look more in depth at how to figure out how many atoms there are in a mass of a particular compound. In this case, we're going to be looking at SO3, and we're going to try and figure out how many oxygen atoms there are in 50 grams of that substance. So, we're always going to start with the information that we have. We're going to try and figure out how we can go from 50 grams of SO3. We're going to have to figure out somehow to get the number of oxygen atoms from this. Alrighty, so we have to think about how we're going to get there. So going from grams to atoms, we know how to do that, right? We've figured out how to use the molar mass as a conversion factor between mass and number of atoms or molecules. In this case, it will be molecules. Further, we also know that from our ratios, we can see that there are 3 oxygen atoms for every SO3 molecule. So we're going to be using those two conversion factors to figure out how to go from grams to number of atoms. Alright, so we're going to be using molar mass to figure out the number of SO3 molecules. And then we're going to be using the ratio of oxygen to SO3 to figure out how many atoms there are. Alrighty, so it looks like we have 2 conversion factors we need to come up with. Let's just quickly figure out the molar mass of SO3. If we look at the periodic table, we're going to see that we need to add sulfur plus 3 oxygens is going to equal our molar mass, right? The periodic table tells us that sulfur is 32.07 and oxygen is 16.00. If we add those up, we're going to get 80.07 grams per mole, or AMU. Remember, those two are the same units. Great, so we have our molar mass now. And then we want to figure out how many oxygens there are in SO3. And as I've already told you, we have 3 oxygens for every 1 SO3 molecule. 3 oxygen atoms. Alright, so let's go ahead and do the math. So we're going to set this up as 50 grams of SO3 times, notice that because we have grams, we're going to want to put the gram quantity on the bottom of our fraction. And we remember, since we want to find the number of molecules, that's just Avogadro's number. Alright, so now we're going to see that the units will be in molecules. So we're going to use our sulfur trioxide molecule for 3 oxygen atoms, and we'll be able to get our answer. Notice that the units of grams cancel and molecules cancel, so we should be left with atoms. And if we go ahead and do all this math, you know what, I'll write it in black, we should end up with 11.3 times 10 to the 24th atoms of oxygen. Alright, I got that from multiplying 50 times Avogadro's number times 3, divided by 80.07, and divided by 1. Alright, hope this helps, guys. We'll see you next time.